Hey everyone, it's Miranda. I'm starting off with my very first virtual wellness group, and I hope it all works out and I hope you take something from this. It's been quite an adjustment, working from home and being in isolation. Um, I have definitely felt quite a shift in just my day to day activities and routine. And I've had to really focus on my self care and keeping myself busy when I'm not working, just with positive things, things that, bring me joy, things that fill my bucket, as you see on the title here. So let's move on and talk about, what are some things that we can do to fill our time, but also fill our bucket. And when I say fill our bucket, Megan actually shares, there's a book for children, but it has such a good message on how we can do positive things for other people to fill their bucket, but when we do it, it also fills our bucket. Um, and basically, the whole message is, what are some things that we can do maybe for others, also ourselves, that we can, fill our bucket and just make us feel happy. So, okay, we're sitting at home. Um, Whether you're working from home or not working from home, it's kind of a big adjustment. You're having to try to stick to your same routine, but at home. You don't have to get up and pack a lunch and do some things that you might have to do when you're leaving your home to go to work. So it is an adjustment. And if you're not working from home, what are we doing? Are we waking up and are we doing something that's purposeful and positive for ourselves, and also the people that we may live with? It depends on your living situation, right? So some questions: what healthy activities can I do? What do I enjoy doing? What resources do I have within my home? This is where we really need to dig deep, and find some things to do, create some things to do in our home. Who can I talk to? So, if you have access to internet, who can you reach out to online? What resources do you have access to online? There are many resources that we can talk about. Some like Big White Wall, Facebook, right? Our CMHA Facebook, Oxford Self Help Facebook. We're trying to um, stay in contact and connect with everyone who has the ability to do so through Facebook. And if you have any other ideas, please throw your ideas out there for other people to see. Um, so we'll talk about that. Where can I go? Um, so right now it's kind of a unique situation. It's safe to stay at home, but we do need to go out and get groceries. We do need to get outside and just go for a walk. That fresh air, that sunshine, that daylight, the smells, the breeze, all of those things are really, really important. So I've challenged myself to get out every single day. I have two dogs, so it's easy for me to get out and walk the dogs. But if you don't have dogs to walk, what can you do? If you have a cell phone, one thing that I challenge people to do all the time is to be mindful when you're walking. So pay attention to the trees, pay attention to the colors, pay attention to your surroundings. And we've done the photo challenges where you take your cell phone and you find anything that is the color yellow and you take a photo of it in a creative way. I will also be sharing some photo challenges on the Oxford Self Help Facebook so people can take that. And if you have the ability to do so with a camera or cell phone, um, go out for a walk, a half an hour walk, 20-minute walk, however far or long you want to go, and do a photo challenge. It's something to do and it takes your mind off of things. Do I have a wellness plan? Do you have a plan, to stay well, to maintain your wellness? And that those of you who have taken RAP, Wellness Recovery Action Plan, you'll have an idea. And now is a great time to look at your wellness plan. So here are four main pieces that I thought were very, very important. So if we're in isolation, here are the four things that I think are quite vital. So, exploring new ideas. We really need to look outside the box now. So, we're stuck at home. What can I do to stay busy, feel like I've accomplished something, feel happy, whatever it is? What can we explore? And what can we do that may be different from what we're used to doing? And a healthy activity, right? Have a wellness plan. If you don't have a wellness plan, please reach out and let us know. We have some small documents that we can send to you, like Living Wrap, or just even a template of creating a wellness plan. We can walk you through it. Although we are not being accessed in office face to face, you can still reach out. Peers at cmhaoxford.on.ca. You can call the office. You can call or text our work cell phones if you're already connected to us. And if you're not, please let us know on social media, on our Facebook page. We're hoping to open that up for chat, Q&A. Please let us know and we can set up some social time, even if that means like a weekly call or a weekly text. We're all in this together and we're all going to make this work. Reach out, not only the line, the telephone line, but reach out to your peers, your family, your workers, anyone that you're connected with, any of your supporters. Please reach out, not only to check on them, but to just check in, right? If you're not doing well, give someone a call, send someone a message, send someone an email. So many avenues. And then have a wellness toolbox. So that's linked with the wellness plan, right? What is in my wellness toolbox? In my wellness toolbox, I have some adult coloring pages, some pencil crayons. I have an old cell phone that I can still use the camera on. Just different things that if I feel like I'm really not doing well and I need to take my mind off of things, I'm going to access my wellness toolbox and I'm going to reach into my wellness toolbox and find something to do. Okay, so what other questions have crossed your mind? You might not have any questions right now. You might have some questions coming up, but we would love to hear them and help problem solve with you. So please don't be afraid to either ask your questions via social media or reach out to us one on one. So, some ideas that might work for you. Read a book or magazine. Find a book that maybe you haven't read or one that you really enjoyed in the past. Or magazines. For me, I can't sit and read a book. I just lose track of concentration on the book that I'm reading. I would rather read small articles and see those visuals in magazines, right? So we are all very different. Find something that speaks to you, whether it is a novel, whether it is a magazine, or your weekly mail that you get from the community, anything just to occupy your mind. And watching TV, of course. So there are so many ways to watch TV. We can stream, we have, cable, satellite, however you watch television. But I'm also going to add that point of limit watching the news. Oftentimes, the news really touches on negative stories to get out to the world. I do not watch the news. It's sometimes hard not to watch the news when there are big events happening in the world, but my mental wellness is so much different when I'm not watching the news. It definitely has an effect on me. So put a comedy on, put a pick me up movie on, something positive, and watch some TV. That will definitely fill your time. Crosswords, word search, Sudoku, so many different things that you can do. If you don't have a book at home, you can look for printouts, or there are even digital versions of all of these things now. The world we live in, most things you can access digitally. So that's kind of a blessing as well, to be able to have access to that if we're not able to go out and get paper copies. Make a photo album or a scrapbook. If you don't have photos to make a photo album, if you have magazines kicking around or anything kicking around, you can cut these things out and make like a little scrapbook of some sort. So many ways to be creative with the things that are around us. Start a blog or a journal. I do not blog. Some people do, and some people are so good at it, and you don't need to be good at it. It's just a way of expressing yourself. So blog or journal. I do just a quick journal, one line a day before I go to bed, but I always keep it positive. So even if I feel like I've had a pretty crappy day, I will force myself to just sit and think about one positive thing that happened in my day. Organize your living space. That's one thing I have been doing a lot of while I've been home, and it actually has been super helpful. Um, I kind of link a messy room to a messy mind. So when I enter a nice, clean, organized room, I feel more clear. I feel like I can tackle just life in general with a different mindset when I feel like I'm organized and just not in a cluttered mess. Learn how to knit or crochet. If you can sit and do some tedious work, this is it. I do not know how to knit or crochet. I have been taught probably 60 times, but I always forget and I need to be reminded. I used to do it's, I think they call it corking or loom or something like that. When I was a child, that's another thing that you can do. It's quite all similar, but it's again, a lot of people do it. They link it to like meditation, where you're just sitting peacefully, focusing on that one thing, and then you obviously will have a finished product, something to be proud of too once you finish. Right? I apologize. My dogs are very in the living room, so if you hear that, that's just my dogs. They're okay. Some ideas that might work for you continued. So, sing and dance. This is one thing that I actually do a lot of, especially when I'm home alone. So, if you don't have a living partner, singing and dancing is something that you are just having a great time with your own company, but you've got that beat, that melody, that music, to just be there with you. So finding music that you love, songs that you know, singing along, learning new songs. That's something that I always do, and it takes up so much of my time, but I just love it. Listening to the lyrics and really getting to understand what the song means, maybe to you, or to the artist. Um, Singing and dancing is something that everyone should do. It's very good for our souls. Exercise. So if you're not able to make it to the gym, there are many home exercises that you can do. So many apps that you can access. Um, so many things online. And also, if you have questions, if you want to do some home exercises, please reach out to me. I have so many different things that I can send off. Whether you just want to do some cardio or focus on some muscle work, you really don't need equipment to do some good, effective exercises. Learn a new language. There are many apps, and again, online or books, if you have access to those, to learn a new language. It takes up a lot of time, and again, it's one of those things that you feel like you've accomplished something. Um, I do Spanish classes, I guess you can call them, on an app, Duolingo, it's called. And I've learned poquito Spanish, a little bit of Spanish. Again, it's one of those things, you know, you learn and you feel proud of yourself um, for doing those things, learning those new things. And who knows, you might really get into it and want to pursue something with that new thing that you've learned, whether it be a language or a new dance or a new exercise. Get your DIY on. So DIY stands for do it yourself. You can learn so many different things, especially online. Again, Pinterest is my big go to for DIY stuff. Um, in the home, in the kitchen, home renovations, things like that. There's so many different ways to do things that you just don't think of, and it's so creative. So if you have access to the internet, just check out Pinterest and just type in home DIY, and you will be bombarded with a ton of ideas, and they're so cool to try. So that's just an idea. Play board games or card games. I didn't put card games down, but there are some card games that you can play by yourself, some board games I think that you can play by yourself. Or if you have someone that you live with, you can obviously play some team games, whether they're board or card games, or even online games. I keep forgetting online, right? Um, let your creative juices flow. So I say this because there have been many different websites that I've stumbled upon over the last few days. The community is just coming together so much, and it makes me feel proud to be a part of our community. So many contests, things, challenges that I'm noticing online for people to do. So please access those. I've actually added a link here. It's called 64 Million Artists. So I believe it's March 20th. They are starting a 2 week challenge for people to be a part of their art community. I don't know exactly what it's going to look like, but if you click on that link, you can sign up. All you need is an email and your name, and it actually has a little write up on their goal. And I think it's so amazing. So I'm actually going to take part in this as well. So feel free to join me on this creative challenge. So here we are. Questions. Do you have any questions? I've just thrown a lot of ideas at you. Some of these ideas I've needed to do myself. And if you need just someone to talk to about, being in isolation or just being at home, and this is not specifically aimed at our, current situation that the community, the world is in right now. This is for anyone who just finds themselves beginning to isolate at home, feeling like they can't leave the house or your living space. Um, what are some things that we can do to try to get us out of that and doing healthy activities, making healthy decisions, right? So please, if you have any questions, I don't know if you'll be able to click on this link, but here's the link to our Oxford Self Help Facebook. We will be opening like a question and answer, and there will be staff monitoring the question and answer. And we just really want to connect with everyone. Know that you are supported. Although it's not face to face, we are here. We are here to listen. We are here to support you. We are here for anyone that has any questions. No shame, no wrong question. We will have an answer and work through any of your questions together, right? So I've also added reach out. Please call reach out if you are in crisis, if you need any mental health addictions or crisis support. And I've also added the support line. So Middlesex County has a support line 24/7. If you want to call and talk about your cat, you can call and talk about your cat. Um, anything. If you want to just call and talk to someone, if you feel like you don't really have many people that you can call and talk to, call and talk to someone who doesn't know anything about you. You would be surprised at the conversation that will arise. So please, everyone, any questions, please send them off to us. And if you need to talk to anyone, please reach out to myself, any other staff member at CMHA, the support line, or reach out. Please take care, everyone. I will be in touch. I am available to anyone to just chat. So take care, be kind, and we'll chat soon.